Hi, men. Hey, I am sorry that I can't be with you on retreat this weekend, but I trust you guys are having a great time. I'll look forward to seeing you when you get back. But I did want to encourage you a little bit this morning, if I could. There's a saying among elk hunters that goes like this: the hard work begins once the animal is down. The hard work starts once an animal is down. And the reason for that is because elk hunting can be hard. Where I hunt, it's at 10,000 feet, and it's usually in November. It's cold, there's snow on the ground, and it's a wilderness area, so there's no trucks or four-wheelers to drive around. It's just you and your boots and your backpack. And that process of chasing those animals up and down and through the mountains, it'll wear on you. It's hard work. But when that time comes, when your patience, your persistence, your preparation, when it all comes together, and you have the good fortune to see an animal down, you have that exhilarating feeling when you walk up on it. You pay your respects because this animal gave his life so you can eat. But then you're struck with that thought. Now the hard work begins. Because when you've got 600 or 800 pounds of dead elk on the ground, you've got to find a way to get it back to camp. And the way it always works for me, those elk, man, when they go downhill. Camp is always uphill. And it's a lot of work to get that elk up there. The law says you've got to take it all. If you can eat it, you've got to carry it out. And so the hard work begins once the animal's down. And it's at that moment that every hunter turns to the most important tool in his pack, and that's his knife. That's because it's this sharp blade that makes it possible to carry that elk up that mountain. Without this tool, you wouldn't be able to put the elk into packages that you could carry on your back uphill. And so woe to the hunter that isn't prepared to use his knife. Woe to the hunter that isn't ready to use his knife. Men, prayer is like that. Prayer is the sharp edge of our faith that makes it possible to go from where we are to where we want to be. Wherever you are at in your life. It could be a struggle that you're having with a child. It could be the fact that you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from. It might just be that God has birthed in you a vision, a ministry that you think is too big, too overwhelming to accomplish. I want to encourage you to pray, to take on that tool, that leading edge that makes it possible for you to get your burdens from where they are to where you want to be. So men, when we pray, we align ourselves with the will of God. You know, Jesus said, if you ask anything in my name, I will do it. And John said, if we ask anything according to his will, we know that he hears us. And the more time we spend praying, the more God shapes and transforms our wills and our desires into his will. And so we see God do his work that way. But prayer also avails us of heaven's power. The power of God that we can bring to bear on our lives and our circumstances. So whatever our burden is, whatever it is, maybe it's just your walk with God. You want it to go from where it is to somewhere better, someplace higher. Prayer is the tool that God gives to help you make that happen. So when we pray, we accomplish the work of God. You know, it's no secret that we're in a battle. The life with God is a spiritual struggle because there's an enemy. There's opposing spiritual forces that want to keep you from getting where you want to be. But it's not like the battle you fight in the boardroom. It's not like the battle you fight out on the playing field. We fight differently this battle. We fight this battle on our knees in prayer because we aren't battling against flesh and blood. We're battling against the spiritual forces of darkness that would keep us down. So men, pray. Get your tool out. Be ready to use it. Sharpen your edge. You're going to hear us talk a lot about prayer. We're looking for a band of men who will pray. An army of men who will give themselves to pray so that they can see their lives, their ministries, our church, get from where we are to where we know that we need to be. I love you guys. Hang in there. Fight the battle and sharpen your edge.